Candace, that expert tells us that this moment in many ways reminds him of protester-police interactions throughout American history. That former RPD officer saying this should serve as a learning moment for everyone. Since this weekend incident involving a Richmond Police SUV and protesters, already simmering tensions around demonstrations have become more clear.
We got to do what's right. We got to treat each other like humans.
Former Richmond Sheriff C.T. Woody has been watching this moment unfold from afar and fully backs the Black Lives Matter movement.
Now, you better listen to these young ones out here. They see down the road and they know what's been happening in the past, and it's time for change. And the time is now.
Woody sees the SUV incident as an erosion of respect between police and protesters lately, but as the officers have a responsibility to protect themselves too.
And the best thing for them was to do is to use the car as a shield and try to get through the crowd as safely as they can without hurting anyone, and to also get themselves safely away from the situation.
Get out of the way!
That police use of a vehicle didn't represent a deadly threat, but if the situation had been reversed, then it would have been justified for police to use deadly force against the driver. That means it was a dangerous situation.
Dr. William Pelfrey studies the history of protester-police interaction.
There were lots of riots and protests in the 60s and 70s. And the lessons that emerged from those protests and subsequent riots were that when the police show up in heavy tactical gear, bad things happen.
City leaders and prosecutors promise full investigations into reported criminal acts by both protesters and police. Both Woody and Pelfrey say that process needs to play out publicly.
If everything happens in a black box where nobody really knows what happens, how the investigation proceeds, how the punishments or sanctions proceed, then they lose trust in the police.
We have to prioritize. Get rid of the bad ones? Yes. Retrain? Yes. Always. But you got to change. No change, no progress.
Pelfrey says the history of policing reform is replete with moments of crisis, and he hopes this one will serve as a learning opportunity and lead to real change. He adds that many times those reforms do take months, even years. Working for you on Monument Avenue, Jake Burns, CBS 6 News.